Winter across the United States is always a season of surprises, with each year bringing its own unique blend of cold snaps, snowstorms, and unexpected warm spells. From the bustling cities of the East Coast to the quiet, snow-blanketed fields of the Midwest, Americans are no strangers to the ever-changing moods of winter. But this year, the familiar chill in the air is about to be joined by something even more dramatic, a shift that meteorologists have been watching closely, and one that could rewrite the script for the rest of the season. The weather is about to get a shakeup, and it's not just another cold front or a passing snowstorm. Instead, a powerful force is brewing far out in the Pacific Ocean, one that has the potential to influence weather patterns across the entire country. La Niña, the well-known climate pattern characterized by cooler-than-average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific, is making a comeback by mid to late January 2026. This isn't just a technical term for weather geeks. La Niña is a global phenomenon that can dramatically alter the course of winter, bringing with it a cascade of changes that ripple through the atmosphere. This isn't just a minor blip in the forecast, it's a major atmospheric shift that will impact millions of people, changing temperatures and precipitation patterns from coast to coast. Whether you're in the snowy northeast, the rain-soaked northwest, or the sun-drenched south, La Niña's return means that no region will be left untouched by its influence. For some areas, especially parts of the Northwest and Northern Plains, it could mean a welcome break from relentless storms and heavy snowfall. Residents might enjoy milder days, clearer skies, and even a few unexpected thaws that make winter feel a little less harsh. But for others, particularly in the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast, a return to deep winter cold and frequent snow is likely. These regions could see more intense storms, colder temperatures, and the kind of winter weather that tests even the hardiest of snow shovelers. La Niña acts like a giant hand, rearranging the weather map of North America. It pushes cold Arctic air into some regions, while allowing warmer, drier conditions to settle over others. The result? A patchwork of weather extremes, with some states bracing for icy blasts and others wondering if winter will ever truly arrive. We'll break down what this means for your area, why it matters for everything from travel plans to energy bills, and how these changes could affect your daily life. Whether you're a commuter, a parent, or just someone who loves to watch the snowfall, understanding La Niña's impact is key to staying prepared. We'll also share practical tips on how to get ready for whatever winter has in store, whether that means stocking up on supplies, winterizing your home, or simply keeping an eye on the latest forecasts. Preparation is more important than ever as the weather becomes increasingly unpredictable. So, let's dive in and explore what's ahead as La Niña returns to shape the rest of our winter. From shifting storm tracks to changing temperatures, we'll help you understand what to expect and how to make the most of the season, no matter where you live. So, what is La Niña? You might have heard the term on the news or seen it pop up in weather forecasts, but what does it really mean, and why does it matter so much? La Niña is one of the most important natural climate patterns on Earth, and its effects ripple out from the Pacific Ocean to touch nearly every continent. To understand La Niña, let's start at the source, the vast Pacific Ocean, stretching thousands of miles along the equator, especially near the coast of South America. La Niña is a phenomenon where the surface waters of the central and eastern Pacific Ocean become cooler than average. This cooling is not random. It's driven by powerful trade winds that blow from east to west along the equator. When these winds strengthen, they push warm surface water away from the South American coast, allowing colder, deeper water to well up and take its place. This upwelling of cold water is a key ingredient in the La Niña recipe. But why does a patch of cool water in the Pacific matter to the rest of the world? The answer lies in the way our planet's atmosphere and oceans are connected. When the Pacific cools, it sets off a chain reaction in the atmosphere above. The cooler water changes the way heat and moisture move between the ocean and the air, which in turn shifts wind patterns and alters the flow of the jet stream. A fast-moving river of air, high above the Earth that helps steer storms and weather systems. This chain reaction doesn't just stay over the Pacific, it spreads out, influencing weather thousands of miles away. The jet stream, which normally flows in a relatively straight path, can be bent or split by La Niña's influence. This means that storms, rain, and even droughts can show up in places that might not expect them, all because of changes that started with a patch of cool water near the equator. The result? a persistent patch of cool water that changes the balance of heat and alters the jet stream, the high-altitude river of air that steers storms. This shift in the jet stream is one of the main reasons La Niña has such a big impact on global weather. It's important to remember that La Niña isn't a storm or a single weather event. Instead, it's a climate driver, a background force that tilts the odds towards certain weather patterns for months, sometimes even years. When La Niña is active, meteorologists know to expect a certain set of conditions, but the details can still vary from year to year. By shifting the jet stream, La Niña sets up a split in the weather across North America. The jet stream often bends northward in the west and dips southward in the east, creating a dramatic contrast in weather conditions across the continent. In the western United States, this usually means drier and milder conditions. Rainfall is often scarce and temperatures can be warmer than usual, especially in places like California and the Pacific Northwest. This can lead to concerns about drought and water shortages, as well as an increased risk of wildfires. Meanwhile, in the north and east, La Niña tends to bring colder and stormier weather. Snowstorms can become more frequent and intense, and cold air outbreaks are more likely to sweep down from Canada, chilling cities from the Midwest to the Northeast. For people living in these regions, La Niña can mean a long, tough winter with plenty of snow and ice. So, as we head into this winter, La Niña is poised to shape the weather across the United States in powerful ways. From dry spells in the west to snow and storms in the north and east, its influence will be felt in our daily lives, our communities, and even our economy. Let's take a closer look at how this global weather maker will play out in the months ahead. As we move into the heart of winter, all eyes are on the atmosphere, and the signals are clear. La Niña's classic winter pattern is returning fast. This powerful climate phenomenon, driven by cooler-than-average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific, is already beginning to reshape weather patterns across North America. Meteorologists are watching closely as the jet stream starts to shift, setting the stage for dramatic changes in the weeks ahead. In the western United States, a strong high-pressure ridge will build and dominate the region. This atmospheric roadblock will act like a shield, blocking incoming Pacific storms and forcing the jet stream to arch far to the north. As a result, the west will see a significant reduction in precipitation, with storms diverted into Canada and the northern plains. The skies will clear, and temperatures will climb above seasonal averages, creating a sharp contrast to the wet and stormy conditions seen earlier in the winter. This sudden flip from wet to warm and dry will have immediate consequences. Mountain snowpack, which is crucial for water supply in the spring and summer, will stop accumulating and may even begin to melt early. Reservoirs that depend on winter runoff could see lower levels, raising concerns for farmers, cities, and anyone who relies on western water. The risk of drought will increase and fire danger could return sooner than expected if these dry conditions persist. Meanwhile, the story is very different east of the Rockies. The jet stream, now blocked in the west, will dive sharply southward over the central and eastern United States. This shift opens the door for cold Arctic air to surge deep into the heartland, bringing a dramatic drop in temperatures. The Midwest and East will be on the front lines of this wintry invasion, with frigid air, masses sweeping in from Canada, and setting the stage for active winter weather. Residents in the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast should brace for colder than average temperatures and a higher frequency of winter storms. Snowfall totals could climb quickly, with lake-effect snow events and nor'easters both possible. Icy roads, school closures, and travel disruptions may become common as winter tightens its grip. For those who love winter sports, this could be a banner season, but for others, it's time to prepare for challenging conditions. Across small towns and big cities alike, the stage is set for a classic, chilly, and potentially snowy end to January. Families will be bundling up, shoveling driveways, and watching the forecast closely as each new system approaches. The landscape will transform into a winter wonderland in many areas, while others will experience the quiet, cold beauty of a deep freeze. Whether you find yourself basking in unexpected sunshine out west or digging out from another snowstorm in the east, one thing is certain: big changes are on the way. The atmosphere is in motion, and January 2026 promises to be a month of contrasts and surprises. Get ready for whatever winter has in store. For California and the West Coast, La Niña means a dramatic shift. After record storms and flooding in early January, a high-pressure ridge will now block Pacific storms. Expect a sharp turn to warmer, drier weather, sunshine will dominate, and rain will be scarce. While this brings relief from flooding, it also means the crucial Sierra snowpack may stop growing, raising long-term water concerns. The West's feast or famine water cycle is on full display. Enjoy the break, but keep an eye on water resources as the dry spell sets in. La Niña's double-edged sword is here. The Pacific Northwest is about to catch a break too. After relentless December rains and flooding, the La Niña ridge will steer storms away, bringing drier, milder weather. Rivers will finally recede, and communities can recover. But, as in California, a prolonged dry spell could limit the vital Cascade snowpack, impacting water supplies later. The region trades flood risk for drought concerns, a classic La Niña dilemma. It's a welcome pause, but water managers will be watching the snowpack closely. The Northwest's weather challenges are far from over. While the West dries out, the North and East brace for real winter. The jet stream's deep southward plunge will unleash Arctic air from the upper Midwest to the Northeast. Expect a sustained cold snap, daytime highs will struggle, and nights will be frigid. This setup also boosts the odds for major winter storms, especially along the East Coast. Nor'easters and heavy snow are likely, with long-range models already hinting at possible storms. Great news for snow lovers, but commuters should prepare for disruptions. The second half of winter in the North and East will be cold, active, and snowy. Bundle up. The jet stream is the key to this winter's split personality. It's a fast-moving river of air that steers storms and separates cold from warm. La Niña amplifies its waves. A big ridge in the west brings warmth, while a deep trough in the east delivers cold and snow. This wavy pattern is the direct result of cool Pacific waters rippling across the continent. Where the jet stream bends, so does the weather. Understanding its path unlocks the winter forecast. That's how La Niña divides the nation. If this pattern feels familiar, it should. December 2025 saw the same setup: a warm, dry west and a cold, snowy north and east. The brief stormy break in early January was the exception, not the rule. Now the atmosphere is snapping back to its La Niña script. If you liked December's weather, get ready for a repeat. The main act is back, and La Niña is calling the shots. Expect more of the same as winter rolls on. Why do forecasts change? Because weather is chaotic and tough to predict far in advance. Meteorologists use computer models based on current data, but small errors can grow quickly. That's why long-range forecasts focus on big patterns, not daily details. The models agree. La Niña will bring a warm, dry west, and a cold, snowy east, but the exact timing and track of storms can shift, so forecasts are updated as new data comes in. Our job is to communicate the most likely outcomes and the uncertainty, so you can be ready. Stay tuned, and stay prepared for whatever this La Niña winter brings.